What's going on, guys? Omnia-Vincit-Veritas here. Welcome back to the channel. This video I just want to talk about frequency attacks, and one that I've had recently that was just next level, and some of the things that I recognised around these attacks. So I'll just share my story, so it might help you guys out, because I'm connecting a few dots here and working out what's going on. So because these frequency attacks, they happen a lot. They target our star seeds purposefully in order to fuck with our shit, and because everything is just energy and frequencies in these systems, so they know they can identify you based on your frequency. And like a lot of other star seeds and people being out of body in the fourth dimension testified that all this Anunnaki tech, they can actually just scan your fucking aura and your whole energetic layers and your DNA and have all the information on their screens. This is the technology they have, and so it's very advanced tech. And so they can single you out even through rooms and houses from quite some distance within like an iPhone size, like a dustbin lid, even smaller than that. So you could be going about the house and no one else can feel it, but you're fucking being singled out and just being attacked. So I had, what was interesting, because we have an Airbnb room that we rent out, the owner of this house does, we had someone come down who was a sparky electrician for 3 nights, because he was doing work down here from up north. And so I was thinking, I'm always a bit skeptical, because you're always going to be careful. So I know how this fucking matrix works here, with some beings that come in and try to disrupt your shit. Anyway, he came in, first night he stayed, I noticed, had a bit of frequencies that first night. I was thinking, that's okay, yeah, pay attention, because I've had a good run for like maybe a month, 6 weeks of no frequency attacks. So I was like, okay, pay attention here. Next night, let's see if there's a pattern occurring with this guy, because as soon as he's rocked up, it seems to me that there's been a shift. Anyway, second night, before going to bed, what was interesting, I had an urge to look out the window before going to sleep and look up at the sky, and I saw all these UFOs, yeah, all these lights. There's about probably 30 of them. Never seen that many before. And all the while the fucking church bells were going off like mad, like doing their melodies. And I was thinking, that's just weird for a Tuesday night, that never happens. Anyway, and I was observing this and I was like, wow, there's some shit going on, there's some shit going down. And they're all heading east to west, they're all coming over my house. And I was like observing this for a good 10 minutes before going to bed. So I went to sleep fine, then woke up like 3-4 hours later around 1 AM. And my goodness, I felt it. I woke up with no moisture in my eyes, no moisture in my mouth, guts, and it felt like my heart was pumping sawdust. And I was like, whoa, okay, frequency attacks. And my head was fucking split, disassociated. So I just obviously grabbed the water. And this is one thing, guys, because these frequency weapons go after oxygen molecules, that's what it does, it fucks with the oxygen molecule. And because water is 90% oxygen, this is how it evaporates the water on our system. So the most important thing to do if you're put on a frequency attack for your physical body to stop you having a heart attack is to drink plenty of water, and which with a lot of salt in there as well, to help replenish the electrolytes, because it's pernicious when it happens to you. It's fucking horrible. Wish it to no man or woman ever, even my worst enemy, because it's fucking insidious. So you got that aspect, and then the psychological aspect, obviously it felt like it was fucking burning my central nervous system. It was like that intense. And I was thinking, oh god, here we fucking go again. But luckily I've been through a few of these, but not to this level, this acutely, that I was kind of like, right, I know what to do. So, rehydrate, and I was just affirmations, colours, meditation, breath work, and I was kind of going downstairs. And what I noticed as well, always pay attention with houses around your area, in your neighbourhood, because this is where they could also be staking out and using rooms in order to set up their equipment to fucking beam technology at you. This is something I noticed with lights. You'll find lights going off at particular times, especially if you go down early in the morning. You see a huge, great big light shining into your fucking window by the toilet, an outdoor light. And as soon as you're done, it turns off. And there's lights that go off in the rooms and then go off again as soon as you look at them. That's where the shit's going down. And you trust your gut in these things. And I knew that house had something to do with it, as well as the bloke who was staying, and possibly what was going on up above with what witnessed with the UFOs. But what was interesting, so I spent like from 1 AM till probably 6 AM just fucking riding this thing out, going upstairs, downstairs, kind of moving around the house, drinking plenty of water, going outside again, trying to assess what the fuck's going on in that house, coming back in, telling her to fuck off, and trying to sort this out, and just waiting this out, being patient, and just going through my coping mechanisms. What happened, obviously, got to about 6 AM and I was like, came back downstairs again and the fucking lights went off. And so they fucked with electricity in the house. This was how intense this fucking thing was. All the lights in the upstairs and the sockets around the whole house and the lights upstairs were switched off. I went to the fuse box and I couldn't put the switch back on the motherboard. And nothing tripped. So there was no blown fucking light bulb, and there was no spark plug that went. It was as a result of what the fuck they were putting me under, and the house was picking up as collateral. It was ridiculous. And I walked out in the morning and walked in front of the house where this house was as the sun was starting to come up, and the woman immediately drawn her curtains and looked out and just looked straight at me, and I was like, oh yeah, I know what the fuck you're up to. I said, you need to fucking stop. Like, just telepathically in my mind, I said, you need to fucking stop. I kind of said, like, is that the best you can do? Is that the best you can fucking do? Look, I'm still here. You know, all that technology, look at you, and I'm still walking past you. Is that it? I was kind of like, you know, mocking them a little bit, but it was vicious. And so I had to go away for like half an hour and sit under a tree, just kind of gather myself a little bit, and then come back. So I know the bloke who was going to work leaves around 7:30. So I came back and I was kind of watching him in the van as I was walking before, you know, he left. And he had this great big fucking iPad out. And I know some of these guys who said have been in the fourth dimension with this Anunnaki tech, they use these great big fucking tablets and iPhones, which is basically derived from this Anunnaki technology, which they use to scan whole fucking auras, and they can learn everything it is about you, where your implants are, your DNA strands, your fucking fingerprints, your soul signature, where you're from. Everything is kept on these fucking devices because everything is frequency. You know, just as we have a fingerprint that's unique, our frequency as a soul, as a being, is completely unique, and that's how they can identify us, and that's how they identify souls coming into this system, which they then use as part of the secret space program to animate super soldiers as assets that they then sell to perpetuate their empires and wars and all the other shit that goes on up there, which is like a fucking jungle. It's crazy. Jungle Book. As above, so below. But yeah, so coming back, he was there, and as soon as he left, I came back up the house, you know, I started feeling a bit better, and I was able to put the fucking switch back on. We had electricity back, and I was thinking, timing. This guy, I guarantee you, was probably used as an agent for the Anunnakians. They can appear human, don't get me wrong, these fucking extraterrestrials can be human, they can be as human as me and you, and they have these technologies that they can single you out and do the things that they do to me, which otherwise to a normal human will probably give them a heart attack and make them die or fucking lose their mind. That's how insane these things are. But the key to take away with what I learned is obviously keep an eye out. There'd be houses around your area where they fucking stake out. There'd either be houses or vans, and all these people, like I said, who come into your life with these fucking devices, and they obviously appear so fucking normal from the outside. Oh yeah, you know, I've been in Australia, talking to them, but deep down, like any fucking charlatan, they're there on a mission to do a fucking thing to fuck you over and fuck with your energy. So pay attention to your environment. Like I said, trees are the best EMF shielder. So if you find yourself it's getting too hard to bear, just go outside, fucking dive in a hedge or something for a bit, or invest in some EMF shielding technology. Like you can get the bed canopies, which are really, really good, which just come over your whole bed, which will help weaken some of the fucking frequencies that come through that they're trying to target on you. But the best bet is to sit under a tree or just go out of the line of sight where you think they're fucking using the technologies from, like a house, for instance, and just try and get as far away from that as possible. And like I said, as soon as I came back, I started to recalibrate about an hour after he left, and I felt better, and I was having to nap the whole day because I was hit hard. And luckily that night I slept much, much better because I kind of put out in the universe my declaration of like this fucking rape that is going on, even though I've even sent into the fucking United Nations and all this shit written in fucking paper to not attack me and with frequency weapons. I do not consent to this rape. And I said anyone or any entity who does is going to be met with universal justice of God and all the celestial forces that govern these realms. Like in the astrals, there's still police in the astrals, because you could just think your way into overtaking the whole fucking realm if you're not careful. So there is always rules and laws, as above so below. Down here, like we have the police force, up in all the other realms, where do you think we get all these ideas from? Like courts, law, police, and all this, that and the other. It all emanates from the fucking higher realms, because it is a structure that keeps everything organised. Granted, as you go up the levels, there's kind of like more leniencies, but down here it's the most dense form. But this is why you can then call upon justice. Fuck forgiveness. This is another thing. Do not forgive. This is what fucking Jesus Christ taught in the Bible. Forgiveness, bullshit. Justice, because this is what they want. They want to be able for us to forgive them for all their rape that they put on us. No, fuck that. Ask the Universal Justice Team to come in and give them divine retribution and justice. Full permission. I give you full permission to deliver the, you know, divine justice to the entities that are fucking messing with my free will and going against my free will, put me under frequency attacks, sabotage and all this. So yeah, thought I'd share that. Obviously, yeah, stay hydrated, keep an eye out around your area. They normally park up in vans, fucking houses. Like I said, I've been past this house and the curtain's always drawn. It's a weird vibe from that house, really weird vibe. And I noticed they travel in rooms. Like I said, that archontic being that happened, that flashed its light, which fucked my solar plexus up last year, was manifest in that room, and then it's just disappeared. So I see all the time synchronicities with things in rooms and beings in rooms, and curtains being drawn and closed again, and a lot of shit going on inside houses in these rooms. So whenever they travel through these rooms and use people's like empty rooms and stuff, lights go on, lights go off, curtains are drawn, curtains are closed. I see all these mad synchronicities, and it's almost as if like they have to travel through these rooms, and they're never seen outside because they're always going to like remain hidden within these rooms or whatever. So that's just one interesting observation that I made. So yeah, keep hydrated. Always remember that it never lasts, but if it gets too much, seek protection, EMF shielding, like even through the trees, or like I said, invest in a canopy with some of the material, the fabric, which can shield you, which does help weaken it. And you can even get clothes, but I found it doesn't really work. I got this like kind of EMF beanie, it didn't do anything. It's just too strong, the frequencies they were using. And it could also have been a little bit of the ascension energies that were coming in, but I was keeping an eye on the Schumann resonance and there was no spikes, so I knew it was direct energy targeting. So yeah, when it does happen, just be patient, wait it out, use affirmations, drink plenty of water, and you know, visualize colors and seek shelter within the forest or woods or trees around your area or bushes, and just sit it out. And like I said, ask the higher forces to go in and deliver retribution to these fuckers who are violating and doing these things to you, because it's just not on. It's fucking it pisses me off. It really does piss me off, and I really want to give it back to them tenfold. And so I kind of do this as well, set up like a mirror, and kind of like when it's happening, I can just imagine them being cast with what they cast on me, but that works more with like black magic and psychic attacks. Frequency attacks with technology are kind of different. You have to combat that with technology. Psychic attacks, slightly different. You can kind of use methods through visualization, like mirroring, in order to reflect back what is being cast at you, back to them, which is quite interesting. But yeah, thought I'd share that, might help you out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.